What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the review episode where we will be discussing what went wrong as we got relegated from the Sky Bet Championship. We're going to have a look through all the players first, then have a look at the league. Then what we'll do is we'll go through some of the other leagues as well, just to give you a little bit of a show of what's going on. As you can see, I've started playing some pre-season friendlies already. But let's get into the review of this season, shall we? We went through this screen in the final episode of the season, so on the review we're going to obviously go more detailed. So straight onto the stats screen for Alberto Risi, our young German stroke Italian. And again, he's around the 75% shots saved. Let's go on that. So 73% actually when we remove the warm-up and starter cup. He obviously had great campaigns there. Now, is Reece getting to the extent where he needs replacing? I'm not too sure. He's fairly impressive. I mean, when you go on to this, 11 clean sheets, 64 conceding 47 is not that bad for a team who's got relegated. 28 saves tipped, 52 parried, and 95 helps. He's still holding on to a lot more than he's parrying, for example. A 6.89 average. He doesn't do that bad. He's a solid goalkeeper, and I genuinely think he's just worth holding on to. He's played 233 times for us. This could be my loyalty issue getting in the way, but I do think he's just good enough to stick around. I think he's a good enough championship keeper, so he'll probably do us for again another couple of years. That obviously depend on whether he signs a new deal, since it runs out in a year. The next person is Ruskinen. Now, he only played 5 games total, 2 starts for, so we're not going to go into really anything on him. His contract's running out, so he will be released, and we're not going to hold on him. We do have a new player coming in. We're going to show you some transfers, because there's been a few things happening since you were last with us, since the end of season, final game of the season episode. So the next person is Shevin. Now, this is one of the players who I've been really unsure on, so I'm really looking forward to doing a bit more detailed look at his stats. He's played 222 times for us now, still not scored a goal, so hopefully that would change at some point. But let's go on to the stats, shall we? Remove these two. I've accidentally unselected all, so right, these are what we need. The Championship, FA Cup and Capital One Cup. So 2,223 passes, 81% pass completion, so still really superb in terms of he's really controlling games in terms of passing. So per 90 minutes, 37.99 average a game, 4 tackles, 1 foul a game, 79 mistakes, 2 led to goals, 79% tackle completion, so he's not doing too bad, nearly at 80% and just over 80% for passing and tackling. Headers won ratio 77%, a 6.72 average. I don't think he's a bad sorry about that, wrong. I don't think he's a bad left back, and I genuinely think he's good enough for at least next season as well. The only issue is the change in tactic could mess him up due to him having really poor dribbling skills with only 5. So that is something to maybe look into, replacing him with a more talented left back stroke wing back. Because if I'm going to be looking at taking the game to the opposition a bit more than we have recently, then I need to find somebody who can dribble a bit better. The next one is Lee Simpson. 367 appearances for the club now. Just superb. He spent most of the time on the wing again. It just appears that is where he plays for us. If I load up these, so here we are. His shot accuracy is dreadful. That is something which I really am disappointed with. 28 shots, only 15 on target. His passing percentage has gone up again. He's had another great season where he's developing as a player. 80% pass completion is just superb for somebody who's played quite a lot of games on the wing. 127 tackles, 67% completion, 45 mistakes. Now his header ratio is poor, but 7.03 average. He's not done bad, and he genuinely is just a great player for us. He delivers when we need someone to deliver. When we in need of a strong performance, Simpson gives us that. So he's definitely going to be sticking around. He's a player who I just really like. Now the next person here is Arnie. Now Arnie is somebody who I am considering moving on. He's played 77 times for us now. He's been with us for 4 years. He's not gone to the next level. I feel the injury he picked up at the start of last season, I think it was, really hampered him, unfortunately. In terms of stats, I'd like to see, as you can see, 3 assists all season. It's not acceptable for a winger. Shot percentage is poor, so he's not making up for it with shots. He's not getting assists, he's not scoring goals. 78% pass completion, so worse than Simpson. 48% tack completion, worse than Simpson. So unfortunately, it looks like Arnie will be leaving us. I'm probably going to end up just getting rid of him. We'll actually offer him out to clubs now, I think, because he's just one of them players who I want to move on. I've decided I'm going to move him on, so it's best just to move him on. We signed him for free. He was one of the ones who came in for literally nothing. You can see when he first came in, he had a blistering season. Then unfortunately, the next season didn't really do much. The season after that had a good season again, but then this season he's just let me down, unfortunately. The next person is John, and this is again, guys, another player who I'm really on the fence with about keeping. So again, hopefully this is going to actually help checking the report. 40% shot completion, that is terrible. He scored 7 goals, but again only 2 assists. 73% pass completion is just very poor, and a 48% tackle completion. He has just not delivered. He is not delivered, guys, at all. Now with the change of tactics, there's going to be a lot of less pressure on him, so I am going to keep him for another year. He's 29, so it gives him a year basically. His birthday is in November, so if he's not delivering by January, we might end up moving him on. But he has until January basically to impress me. So the next person is Billy Waite. Now his contract's actually coming up in a week. Now I really can't decide if I'm going to keep him or not. He 283 appearances, nearly made 300 for the club, and he's one of them players who I just can't decide if he's going to step up. He scored 9 goals, 39% pass shot completion, but only a 79% pass completion and 56% tack completion. So out of our wingers so far, Simpson's been the best, but he's second best here. But he's the issue, guys. No assists all season. His assists have just completely dried up. Yes, he's scoring goals, superb, but he's not getting assists, and he's won a crazy wage. If I can get him to accept a wage cut, then I'd keep him. But as you see, he wants 1.7. If he would stay for that and a 2-year deal, then I would give it, but I'm not giving him 1.7k a week, guys. He's just not worth it anymore. He's not getting the assists, and I need my wingers to deliver a lot more assists. So unfortunately, at the age of 33, he's been with us since 2020-2021 season, 6.75k. He's had a good run, and this is actually his worst season of the lot. So unfortunately, that is the end for Billy Waite. So he's been around for a long time. It's quite sad to see him go, but these things have to happen sometimes, guys. So Billy Waite will be leaving us. He's on trial and probably not coming. He has been on loan and he's definitely not coming back. So the next one, Glenn Bode, also is on trial, so we'll skip him. Ian Burton, somebody who's been transfer listed for quite a lot of the season, but there has been a turnaround. Now in my new tactic, I'm looking at playing a shadow striker here, and he fits the role really well, guys. So I'm considering giving him another season, just to see how he's going to settle. He only had a 42% shot completion, 73% pass completion, and tackling 38%. Headers won ratio 19%. Kind of convinced me to drop him away from the striker role. Now he'd got 6 goals and 7 assists in the season, so he didn't have a dreadful season in terms of the fact, as a lone striker, he was getting a lot of assists. So I'm curious to see, dropping him in this shadow striker, playing behind somebody else. He's got really good mentals. I really do think he's going to kind of flourish in that role. So we're going to find out. The next one is the man. 462 appearances for the club. League appearances. Holy smokes. Bram Ellison. Unbelievable. Okay, so shot completion of 37% is dreadful. Pass completion of 84%. Nearly 2,813 passes exactly completed throughout the season. Headers won ratio 61%, better than the rest of our midfield, apart from no doubt James Reid. Mistakes, none led to goals, and 61% tackle completion, so he is tackling better than some of the others as well. He's just superb, guys. I mean, honestly, I never dreamt that we would bring somebody through all the way from the first season's youth recruitment and still be in the club now. It's just superb, and I genuinely think when we go through, you got 40, 43, 44, 49, 48, 48, 49, 53, 47. I mean, there's so many of them. I mean, 3, 4. So 13 seasons, say 10 of them are 50. You'll be looking over 500 career appearances. It's at 462, but obviously that's only league. He's just unbelievable, guys. It's another trial person. Now, he's somebody else who is going to be leaving us. I've decided Thomas just has not stepped up, guys, unfortunately. Unfortunately, he didn't step up. He never started any... Well, he started one game in the league, so he's not even worth reviewing. He's just let me down, to be honest. I've actually offered him out, and nobody really was interested. I mainly just want to get him off our wage budget because he's on 3.6k a week. He's on insane wages, so the quicker we get rid of him, the better. The next person is Andy Hodcroft. Never played a game this season and is leaving us again this summer. The next one's Damien Johnston. Now, he's actually just signed a new deal. New 5-year deal. He's 20. He's a decent fullback. Fairly good dribbling, which is one of the things that convinced me to give him a new deal. His mentals are slowly improving. He played a fair few games for us, and yeah, I'm pleased with him. 84% tackle completion, 76% pass completion, 86% header completion. He's got the all-round package to develop into a really good fullback, so he will stick around. The next one is Matty Kerr. He's got a year left on his contract, guys, and he's one of them players who, if it wasn't for James Reid, Matty Kerr would be in our first team. But unfortunately, he's just getting kept out by the constant performances of James Reid. I mean, he's not getting a look in. 26 mistakes in his 11 games, 75% tackle completion, 80% pass completion, 100% shot completion. But headers won ratio 57%, so any balls over the top, he's struggling with. And that's where obviously Reid comes in really, 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 really useful. Now, Laxdale is leaving us, so there's no point reviewing him. He was with us for a couple of years, 25 appearances, he just never stepped up. He made too many small, silly mistakes. So unfortunately he's going. Next one is Munro. Possibly coming back into the first team again this season if I can't sort out a better defender. He's a good, solid defender. He's just made a few mistakes aerially which has messed us up with a jump reach of 8. Hopefully it doesn't affect us this season coming up. But he's not that bad of a defender. 77% tackle completion, 69% pass completion. Headers won ratio of 47%. That's the issue, guys. That is the issue there. He's one of them players who could be something really special, but unfortunately the fact he's scared of messing up that haircut is the issue. So he's our wonder kid, our Norwegian, 17 years old now, isn't he? He's going to be 17 for the whole of this league campaign coming up, which is just scary to think. He's only just recently turned 17. He's not scored a competitive goal for us apart from in the FA Cup he scored. He's not scored since, which is sad, but I feel like we weren't using him properly. He's going to be playing as an advanced forward this season, or poacher. Now we would suit poacher better, but I'm still teetering with the tactic to see what's going to be fitting him best. So he's got a lot of potential, and I really do think he could be a future star for the club. Chris O'Connor, I don't even want to review him because I'll cry. So sad to see him leave. So sad to see him leave. Overall 7.73. 37 games for us, and check this out. I'm on his favourite personnel. Beautiful. What a player he was. He's destined for big things. So we wish him luck. And who knows, when we get into the championship again or the top flight, maybe he'll come to us. Who knows? Next one is Arnie. Now only 20. Sorry, Andre Palmerson. Now only 22. And he's played 124 times for us after the 5 appearances of KR when we snapped him up. If you remember, he cost us 3 as well. And check that out. The amount of games he's played for us is just scary. Only 22. Our first choice right back. And I do think he can step up as well. Now, he didn't play in any cups. So, 84% pass completion. 80% tackle completion. 74% headers completion. So he's superb as a right back, and he's got dribbling of 8. So I actually feel he can step up to this new tactic of my fullbacks just being a bit more attacking. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how he continues to develop for us. Next one is George Ray. He wasn't ever present in the side, but he is leaving us. So again, no point of reviewing him because he's gone. So it's not a fact of convincing ourselves to keep him or not. The next one is James Reid. 391 appearances now for the club. Just unbelievable amount of games. Again, he's not that far behind Bram. And I mean, when you look at this, he's not even been with us 10 years. So I think it's outstanding that he's racking up so many. And when we go into the stats this season, 85% pass completion. 75% tackle completion, 78% headers won ratio. He's still winning lots and lots of headers. Mistakes 101, so he still makes quite a few mistakes, but none cost us goals this season. As defensive midfielder, I just think it's outstanding how good he is, and genuinely, he's one of them players I'm just delighted he's at the club. So the next person we're going to look at is Ted Riddle. Now, he obviously came in this was his first season with us. Really like him as a defender. I'm hoping this look at the review doesn't reveal something I didn't know. So 65% pass completion. That's quite disappointing. Headers won ratio 81%. That's nice to see. 88% tackle completion as well. I mean, superb, and especially he's only just turning 20. He's going to continue to develop, and I think we've got ourselves our first choice centre back for a good few years to come. So, delighted to have snapped him off Ipswich's hands, really. And then we're back to Reece. So, that's our squad review, guys. Now, financially, yeah, we're doing quite well. We got a massive income, when was it? It was last month, and the solidarity payment of 5.256900. Oh my days, what a massive amount of money. I was dancing all over. As you can see there, players sold 900k. So let's get on to transfers. So to end the season, we sold Martin Murphy. He's gone up to Scotland to play for Wraith. They offered us 900k. Now, he wanted to leave. He asked if he could leave. He scored 8 goals in 53. And as soon as he said, I want to leave the club, I thought, well, I'm not going to keep you. So we've let him go. And we've replaced him with Tobias Manson, 24-year-old Finn. He's got a bit better goal scoring record, not a lot better, but hopefully he can do well for us. He fits in both roles which am looking to play the striker in. So I think it's fantastic that we brought him in. He doesn't come in till January the 1st, but the one player coming in is to replace Ruskinen, our left winger. And we replaced him with another young left winger. Northern Irish, 17 acceleration, 15 pace, crossing at 15, dribbling 9, passing at 8. So he's all about getting the ball, getting his head down and running with it. Look at that though, 11 goals in 16 under 21 appearances. That was superb to see. And I mean, the fact that Ruskinen played 2 games all season, he's going to be leaving us and the other guy's coming in for less wages, and I think it's a win-win. I don't think there's any risk in bringing that guy in. So they're the 2 signings so far. Now what I would say is, pretty much most people on this shortlist, apart from Erdegaard who's on there just keep an eye on, pretty much all of these people on the shortlist are getting watched with the potential of bringing them in. There's some older people in there, quite a lot of young people, but it's literally just scouting at the minute. I don't really know who to show you, because we are literally just scouting anybody who's willing to come to the club at the minute, just getting a nice bundle together. And these are the ones who I've added to my shortlist who I think have potential. And that's the key at the minute, potential. I mean, let me show you this guy as an example. Not the best, but he's got potential, so I've added him to the shortlist just so I can keep a close eye on him. Then you've got people like Alan Lane, who we've tried to get in the past. And again, I'm kind of looking at the possibility of bringing him in because he fits the roles really well. So they're basically the type of people who are on my shortlist at the minute. But let's have a look at some of the league tables, shall we? Because I know that you guys are quite interested to see, out of curiosity, where certain clubs are and what certain clubs have been doing. Tell you what, we'll go on the profiles and you can see a lot more, can't you? So, yeah, since the seasons, Man City, Chelsea, Man City, Man United, Chelsea, Man City, Man City, Man United. Wow. Going down was Southampton. Brentford, who offered me the job. Not an interview, they offered me the job. And Huddersfield have just been bombarded. Any other shocks in there? Not really. Sheffield Wednesday, Arsenal didn't come fourth. Nothing really standing out to me. So QPR, Middlesbrough and Watford go up. Norwich missed out. Obviously Charlton, ourselves and Barnsley go down. Aston Villa survived by the skin of the teeth. Burnley did the Great Escape. League 1, Fulham, Preston, Tranmere go up. Oldham, York, Leyton Orient and Yeovil go down. Some games to look forward to next season. Blackburn, Coventry, Wimbledon, Crewe, always look out to play. It's going to League 2. So Burton have gone up. Oh, so that's probably going to be cancelled because they're our feeder club. Plymouth and Wickham and Shrewsbury join us. And Rochdale and Stockport go down to non-league. So, conference, Darlington just missed out on going up to League 2. Boston went up with Blackpool. Southport, Stalybridge, Nuneaton and Gosport go down. So let's go down to the Conference North. St Neots and Kettering go up. Wrexham are down there. Accrington are down there. Blythe are in there. Gloucester are in there. Bolton have been relegated, guys. Oh my days, that is an absolute shock. Bolton have actually gone into the 7th tier of English football. Wow, that is an absolute shock. Going down from this, any big teams in there? I can't believe Bolton have gone down to the 7th level of English football, guys. The 7th level. Now, somebody asked if they could see some of the leagues. I'm not going to lie to you guys, I'm unsure what I've actually got open, so let's have a look. So we've got the Spanish League open. Let's go through Atletico, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Real Madrid, shock. That's all I'm going to say to that. Someone actually asked what leagues I've got open, so let's check, and also it'll help me be able to see what leagues we should check out. I loaded up Wales and Northern Ireland just for region hunting. Let's check out the Bundesliga. So let's go down here. So you have Leverkusen, Bayern, Dortmund, Bayern, Wolfsburg, Schalke, Wolfsburg, Dortmund, Schalke and Schalke. Wow, okay, so quite interesting there. And who was the other one to check out? That's right, guys, I have to keep flicking back to this just to refresh my memory of what's actually happening. Oh, check this out. Wraith won 2 Scottish titles and they've signed my striker. I don't think he's going to get the goals they're hoping. So Celtic dominance, but then Wraith picked up 2 back-to-back titles, and since then though, Celtic have won 3 on the bounce. Another bit of news, Aberdeen stole our assistant manager. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's gone. He's replaced with another Norwegian, Kyvan Gardeminen. Yep, that's not Norwegian. So I can't pronounce that. So that's our squad, guys. As we've said, we're looking at different tactics. Currently, the tactic which we're going at in pre-season is this. As you can see, shadow striker Burton with Nielsen playing up top as the advanced forward, stroke poacher. You have John on the right wing. Now, his defensive duties are very limited now. Simpson on the left wing. Then we have Ellison in this gap. Reed doing what Reed does best, and he just sits there. Sheevan and Johnston now are told to just get forward and just become a bit more creative than they have in the past. And I really do think it's going to work. I'm still messing around. I mean, if I go under the schedule, you can see it's not been the greatest so far. We won't play the 2 games, but it was 2-0 defeat to Shamrock and a 0-0 with Cork. So we've got Bray coming up. Then we've got all of these games basically lined up, and there's going to be a few away games mixed in as well. That's right, guys, we have many games set up. But that's the review, guys. I hope I haven't gone on for too long, and I hope you understand that it is all about kind of just seeing what we want to do with the squad. So we're going to be looking at wingers, I think. We need wingers, we need some defenders, and possibly some backup fullbacks, if not a new first choice left back. But yeah, that's it, guys, and join me tomorrow where we start season 14.